How are you?
Very good, very good.
Wonderful.
Heading into Mardi Gras, so doing our
Crazy,
best.
crazy time.
Yeah.
Crazy time. Well, first of all, I got to say congratulations on your run on RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. Oh
Thank you so
my
much.
God, you were fantastic.
It was so
What is the moment when you look back at your series that you could say I'm most proud of? The one single
uh,
moment that you think, yep, I did that.
do you know what? I think it's hard to not look at the whole thing as one sort of thing. I think there's so many moments that it's such a blur. It's a severely gay blur, but I think one of the things that I think I was most proud of was probably the roast challenge towards the end, the roast of Reese Nicholson.
Yes.
I think that was just something like I'm a host, I'm a performer, I love talking on the microphone, and if I can be a shady bastard while doing it, I was like, yes, I will do that. But yeah, I think it was that, and just watching the runways and seeing, because you rarely see yourself in that like fully realized sense.
Of
So
course, yeah.
watching that back
Different from just seeing like clips on social media of like someone in the bar filming you or,
very that, and
yeah.
you're very used to seeing little spots here and there or stuff that you're doing on
Hmm.
stage, or as you said, like club work and bar work. Like it's very different to being fully realized and celebrated on that scale.
Of course. You did such an incredible job.
Thank
Is
you.
there a moment in hindsight that you look back and think, I wish I could go back and redo that moment?
Definitely the acting week, the acting challenge. I
Okay.
think I completely misread or misinterpreted the whole challenge. I was like, they're seriously wanting us to read these lines properly. Turns out it was just a comedy improv challenge, and I just completely missed the entire brief for that. So I'd absolutely do that again.
Nice. Yeah, I think it would be impossible not to kind of like be in your head during that crazy. I can't even imagine what it must be like. The
Yeah,
viewer really gets it, how chaotic that must be and how many different things are being thrown at you. And I guess that's the half the fun of seeing whether you sink or swim.
very that. And I think it's such a different world too. Like you're completely removed from society. You have no understanding of what's going on outside the four walls of the studio. And yeah, you're just being told, it's literally like minute by minute. I think you have to just take it one step at a time. And it is confusing and it's a lot, but it was so much fun just to do it. And I think that sink or swim thing is why the show is so addictive to watch. Yes, queens will either do really well or they'll have an absolute tantrum and lose it. So,
And
yeah,
that's just as entertaining.
exactly. And it's fun to watch. I want to see both.
Yeah. This season goes down in history for having Michelle Visage as holding the hosting reins. What was your experience with Michelle as the host?
Do you know what? When we had Michelle, and you do think, oh my God, yeah, we obviously want RuPaul. It's RuPaul's Drag Race. It has been. But as soon as she walked into that room, it was such a different energy. It was so maternal and so caring. And she was really I feel like she was as excited as we were to do the season. I don't know, it gave it a fresh sort of feeling to the franchise. And I think Down Under did need a bit of a revitalize and a bit of a lift and a bit of everything. And I'm very happy to be a part of the season that had Michelle for the first time ever.
Amazing. Historic.
Yeah, very.
That's history.
We broke the record.
So having gone so well on the show, what advice would you give to future Ru girls going in?
Do you know what? I would just say nothing is ever that serious. It's all fun. And I think I had such a positive experience because I mean, you put all the work into the preparation. You stress yourself out in those few weeks that you have to get ready. And I think if you can have that be your release of stress and all of that, once you walk into the theater, into the studio, it doesn't matter what happens outside that studio. So it's basically just go in, have as much fun as you can have, try not to stress yourself out, and just go with it.
Yes.
You're not in control. And I think once you relinquish the control and just I'm here to be a drag queen. I'm here to be gay. I'm here to have fun. And I'm here to make some sisters. So just do it. Whatever it is, just do it.
Nice. Well, now that you're a reality TV veteran,
Yes.
what franchise would you like to wreak havoc on next? Would
You
there
know
be a
what?
Big Brother? I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. My idea would be The Bachelorette, but any...
You know what? I would live to be the first drag queen on Survivor. And I'm not
Nice.
going in to try and win the damn thing. I'm just going in for a gorgeous little holiday. I'll arrive in drag. I will let the natural elements just take it off for me, and we'll just see how long I last. I'll look like an absolute bastard about 5 hours in, but that's fine. I do really well in coastal scenarios, so I'm ready. I'm ready for a beach holiday.
That would be so camp. Oh my God, I would love to see that.
It would be chaotic as hell, and I'm a fan of chaos.
There we go. There's been so many international versions of Drag Race. Obviously, what do you think goes down as the best ever lip sync on the show? Do you have one that springs to mind?
Oh my God, best ever lip sync on the show. Do you know what? There's one that always comes to mind, and it's Latrice Royale. And oh my God, what was the song? Latrice Royale doing Natural Woman. You make me feel like a natural woman. It was. And to this day, I loved that. And I think we need more ballads on Drag Race. I think we need more stand and deliver moments. Like, I love the tricks, I love the splits, I love the dips, I love all of it. But like, if you can just stand and deliver a goddamn song emotionally, you have me hooked.
Amazing. Who would be your fave Down Under queen?
Fave Down Under queen, I have to say my sister Coco Jumbo, and not because she's in the other room over there.
Hey, Coco.
Yes, they say hi, Jumbo. But yeah, absolutely. Like, I've got a big family of Down Under girls that are sisters, and it's Maxi as well, Minnie, Hanaconda, all of my season 4 sisters as well. So if I picked one, I would probably be put to death immediately.
You'd be hearing very quickly from the others.
Very quickly.
Which Aussie queen who hasn't been on the show would you put forward if you could? Is there someone who you think deserves the spotlight?
Do you know what? I also live with 2 other incredible drag queens, Sia Tequila and Ivy League. So I will say, house first, we're putting Sia and Ivy on. Outside of that, there's just so many queens in Sydney that I think would be so great to see. My head's going with every single one now. You know what? I'm not picky. I just want more Sydney drag on TV.
Just a Sydney-specific season would be cool.
Yeah, I'll judge that one. I'll host that.
Nice. Yep. Nice. Well, it's Mardi Gras season in Sydney right now, as you said. What is your first Mardi Gras memory?
Oh my God, my first Mardi Gras memory. I remember when I was maybe 16, 17, came to the city with a bunch of school friends, and may or may not have illegally underage been drinking. We don't know, but I won't confirm or deny that in the court of law. I'll plead the fifth or whatever it is. But I remember wearing a horrible outfit and standing in Hyde Park and just like witnessing the chaos of it all. And I was like, this is so big and different and weird and wonderful and everything. And I was very sort of like, I'd already come out by that stage. So I think just seeing gay and queer and everything so visible and celebrated was like a big memory for me. And I think the first time that I sort of did anything for Mardi Gras as a drag queen, I was in the parade with one of our sisters who did a float for their birthday. We were Tina and her Turners. And I think that was probably my favorite parade memory so far. Obviously, it was the first time that we did the parade. And I was like, this is a different world completely. I love it.
Amazing. There's a slight controversy at the moment over the lack of Australian drag representation at the after party on the main stage. What are your thoughts on that, or what's your take on that? It does seem kind of crazy that there's literally an entire show that pushes Sydney drag and Australian drag to the world, and then the world comes to Sydney for Mardi Gras. They would love to see those icons on stage. That's my thought on it anyway. I'm sure you have an interesting take on it.
No, I totally agree. And I think I've been to a lot of the after parties over the years, and I was lucky enough to be in possibly the biggest cast of Australian drag queens in the show, celebrated at I think it was the 1 a.m. show, or like one of the main time slots kind of thing. And that was 50 queens from all generations of drag, like the diva sort of Sydney diva, Australian diva committee and all of that. And we came out, we performed with Courtney Act and Conchita Wurst. And to this day, there's so many people that I know, and not just because they're friends with drag queens, but they all say that was one of the most magical moments that they'd ever seen at one of the after parties. Like, Sydney drag and Australian drag is on such a pedestal globally. It is such a strong drag community and like an identity of drag itself that it is a bit unfortunate that it isn't as celebrated at most of the Mardi Gras official after parties and events and things like that. It is still there. It is still a presence. But I'm definitely hungry for a big return to Sydney drag on the main stage.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And I was there for that show. I remember watching that. And I
Ah,
remember, I'll never forget the roar in the crowd
it was
was
unbelievable.
incredible. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I think the year after or 2 years after when we had Cher, they did a similar thing where they did sort of like the generations of Sydney drag, and they came out and it was as excited as you are to see Cher, obviously, but like seeing your sisters, seeing queens that like work every week, every night, in and out of the bars and make a large part of what we call the Sydney gay scene iconic
Yeah.
are those queens. So yeah, I definitely think it is time to make us the biggest sort of supporters and promoters of Sydney Mardi Gras. It's our Mardi Gras. It's Sydney's Mardi Gras, and by extension, Australia's too. But I think, yeah, it needs a celebration of Sydney drag again.
Absolutely. Well, one place where audiences can definitely get a huge dose of the local icons is Drag Race Down Under the national tour.
Yes, very
What
excited.
can what can ticket holders expect from the tour?
Do you know what? I think we've got all 10 of us queens, like all 10. We're going to celebrate some moments in the show. All of us are going to be able to actually, because not all of us get to do the spots and lip syncs and performances on the show that we're known for or we've made our name doing
Of
and
course, yeah.
our sort of like signature performance style. And I think being able to come and see the queen that you loved from the show, but also see them possibly do something you didn't expect them to do, or learn more about how they want to perform or are performing or are known for performing. I think it's going to be incredible. Like, I'm personally excited because I haven't seen all 10 of the queens in this season like do their own thing in person. Like, we don't all live in the same place, so having us all together is one of the most special things. But yeah, I cannot wait to do it with these girls.
Yeah, it will be quite magical to have the entire
Mm.
cast there. That's something definitely worth seeing. Are there any cities that you're hitting on the tour that you haven't been to before that you're excited to perform in?
Oh, I think I've done all but Perth so far. I think I've done all but Perth, but I think Brisbane, I always love performing in Brisbane. The community up there is incredible. I've been to Melbourne only recently in drag throughout last year. And same thing, like just, I think going outside your hometown is a really incredible experience of being able to perform in front of a new audience or an audience that you don't always perform in front of is like one of my favorite things to do. So cannot wait.
Incredible, incredible. Well, you got to know the rest of the cast quite well from obviously going through the process all together. A bit of a cheeky one to close on. Who's the queen who you would not want to share a dressing room with or a hotel room with?
Ah, oh, who would I not want to share a hotel room with? Let me think on that one and be very political with my answer. I think I wouldn't want to share the room with Miss Mandy Moves, mainly because we are basically the same person. And if I had to live with myself, I know I snore. I know I'm a mess. I'll put my makeup all over the room. I will struggle to find everything I need in that moment. I know she's the same. So I think if you put us in the same room, we probably wouldn't make it to the gig, to be completely honest.
That's where the real show would be.
Yeah, literally, it would be.
Amazing.
I don't even know what it would be, but it would be chaos.
Where can viewers find out more about the tour if they would love to grab their tickets?
Yes, you can head to ittdevents.com /tours/DRDU, or if you just head to ITD Events, it will be there on the home screen. You can find it, you can click it. I think all of us are going to be posting out the arse to get the word out there as well. So if you're looking for a time to buy a ticket and come, now's the goddamn time.
You're so professional. And where can people follow you?
You can follow me at It's Just Vibe on most platforms, Instagram and TikTok mainly. But I mean, I'm a chaotic bastard on Twitter. I'm where the people are.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Vibe. And I can't wait to see the show. I'll be there cheering you on.
Very excited. Can't wait to see you. Thanks for having me.